Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel and a happy new year to everybody. So today we are going to look at the other new tank, the KJPZ T3 Jaeger. Now this, along with the Type 95 Giro, came in the souvenir store. So you head over to the souvenir store, the Jolly Post Office, and you can get this tank with these cards or tickets or whatever you want to call them. But of course, to be able to get enough of these, you are going to have to potentially spend quite a bit of money, which I would straight off the bat say it is not worth it for any of these tanks. Now of course, yesterday we did have a look at the Giro here, but today we are going to focus on this one. Now this is a German tank destroyer and it is tier 9, so it cost a little bit more to get the tank, but of course it is a tier 9. However, the Giro is a tier 8. Now, I do have to say that this tank is okay. It actually feels okay. A lot better than the Giro, or Giro, sorry, shall I say. It does feel a lot better. However, it still is a bit difficult of a tank to play. So, we're going to look at the stats and then we will get into a game. So, armor profile. It doesn't have any armor, so do bear that in mind. Literally no armor whatsoever. It does have the mechanic, the adaptive concealment, which is basically after leaving an enemy spotting range, your tank becomes invisible more quickly in 7 seconds instead of the standard 10. So when you're spotted by an opponent, a red icon appears above them. Hide from these particular enemies. When a tracer shell hits the tank, it becomes invisible in 17 seconds rather than 20. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not a lover of the mechanic. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to complain. You become hidden a lot, well, sooner than you would if you didn't have the mechanic. So yeah, it is okay. Can't moan too much, but it is what it is. So armor profile, as I've said, no armor whatsoever. Damage per minute is actually really good, 3,534. So very good DPM, and that is also with me running calibrated shells. So if you wanted to run the rammer, you can actually get that to 3,720 DPM, which is not bad at all. Very good DPM. That is just a 6.79 second on your reload. Now your penetration is pretty decent as well. You got 284 on your APCR and 379 on your heat, which is why I say do run the calibrated shells, because that heat pen is actually pretty nice and you're going to get through most tanks with that penetration. You also get 70 pen on your HE, which is nothing to write home about, but it is okay. You've got a 400 alpha gun, 350 on your heat and 500 on your HE. The aim time is okay at 3.1 and your gun dispersion is actually very good at 0.272. You have a very nice 9 degrees of gun depression as well, and a top speed which is very nice at 45 kilometers per hour. So looking at the stats, apart from the armor, this tank is pretty decent. This is the legendary camouflage as well, so it is called Herbswald. Yeah, I mean, it's okay, nothing too special I don't think, but it's all right, makes the tank look decent. So let's get into a game. Let's get into a game and see how this this tank plays on the battlefield. Does it live up to the stats? Because like I said, the stats I think are really good, like really good for a tier 9 tank. The stats are very good. So let's just fast forward a little bit. Not too much happens. So again, it is a tank destroyer with no armor, so do bear that in mind, because anyone that shoots you is going to penetrate you unless you're extremely lucky and get a troll bounce. You're going to get penetrated, so do bear that in mind. I probably wouldn't do what I'm doing here where I'm rushing forward, but I'm only rushing forward because my team is rushing as well. So I'm going to try and make sure that he's not looking at me, and as you can see, I am with my team, so we managed to take care of that mod 1 without losing any hit points. Bonus, but we do now need to get round the other side because we've got 3 3 tanks over there. No other tank is spotted. So yeah, we need to get around there pretty quickly. But as you can see by my team, we are all pushing forward, and we have managed to get a little bit of damage done into that Chimera there. So now I'm thinking, do I go left? Now I've spotted the Jäger Tiger, do I go right? Now I don't want to come face to face with that guy, because he will pretty much out DPM me, or near enough thereabouts. So I don't want to come toe to toe with that guy, especially when it is a 5 versus 4. I want to keep my hit points. I don't want to waste all my hit points trying to deal with that one guy. So as you can see, I am trying to hide. I don't want to take any damage, and then I am going to try and get some shots, which is not a success to that E75. That's 2 shots, and I'm about to have the 3rd shot, and every single, well, I know that 3rd one did pen, but it was a low roll, but we were using heat. So far I think we've done a pretty decent amount of damage, considering at 2,400. But like I said, I want to keep my hit points. I did not mean to shoot there. That was a total accident. Luckily the Jäger Tiger didn't come round. I do manage to get the shot, and because of the reload, I am able to get around, and I don't think he quite realizes just how good my reload is, and we do manage to take care of him for 3,000 damage. But here comes the E75. Now that is someone I don't want to come up against. However, he has just shot the dead man's gun in front of me, which allows me to get a couple of shots into him. Nice roll there, 438 roll into him. And then now he's the last one. He's just going to back up. We're now able to get a couple of shots into him. Can we get the final kill into this guy? Are we going to do it? Yes, we are. And we finish on 4.5k damage. So pretty decent, if you ask me. Now, that is one, that's just one battle. It all depends on how you play this tank. Now, honestly, I wouldn't go all guns blazing, because you are going to get penetrated. You're not going to bounce anything. So do be careful. If you do go further forward, like I did, always make sure you do have that cover. You do need that cover. You want the enemy not to look at you, but you also don't want to sit at the back of the map. You've got far too good DPM, you've got far too good speed to be sat right at the back, potentially doing nothing. But then again, if you are sat at the back and your team opens up the enemy team, you've got the DPM to keep constantly hitting them, and they don't know where they're getting hit from. So yeah, it all depends on your play style. It can be one of those tanks where you are sat at the back of the map and farming damage, and then when you need to, you can use the speed to get around the map pretty quickly. Now personally, for me, I don't like playing that way with this tank. I do like to get up close and personal, but just make sure you're not first line. Make sure you do have other tanks around, because with your DPM, you are going to out DPM most tanks. So let me know what you think of the KJPZ Jäger in the comments below. Did you get it? Do you want it? Let me know. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.